Good morning to all our early participants who registered and came in early here at our main plenary. Good morning, everyone, and we welcome you to the second day of our Philippine Skilling Summit 2022. Yes, you heard it right. We're on the second day of our Skilling Summit, and of course, we are happy and excited to share with you all the education tracks that would be available for today. We hope that you will be staying with us as we will be starting shortly. So we expect everyone to keep on coming in, especially those who registered and joined us yesterday. We hope that you are also able to connect with us today. So once again, good morning, everyone. We welcome all the participants who are here right now. Later on, we will be sharing with you the education tracks where you can join. At the moment, please stay with us. We will be starting shortly. We have guest speakers who will be welcoming us all this morning. Then we will also be having important announcements. So I hope those who are joining us this morning were able to register at the links being provided to you before the start of the Scaling Summit. So as we wait for the program to start, we would like to remind everyone to make sure that you are properly registered, and please do not make it anonymous, because we would like each one of you to receive your certificate for this Scaling Summit 2022. So later on, we will be having more important announcements that will guide you and that will lead you on how to get your certificate, and also how you can successfully join the education track. So once again, good morning, everyone, and you are tuned in here at the second day of our Philippine Skilling Summit 2022. We hope you will enjoy the rest of the day and the learning discussions we prepared for everyone. So again, we will be starting shortly, so stay with us. Thank you. Good morning. Once again, good morning, everyone, and we are welcoming you to the second day of our Philippine Skilling Summit 2022. Allow me also to welcome all our guest speakers and guest participants from the following institutions. Here in the Philippines, we would like to welcome, of course, our organizing team from DICT, CIBO, and Microsoft Philippines. We also like to welcome our guests from University of the Philippines, University of Makati, University of Cebu, and the Philippine Society of IT Educators from Central Visayas. Good morning, everyone. Also, we would like to welcome our guests from Sri Lankan Association of Software Companies. Yes, they are joining us as well for this conference. And also from Malaysia, we would like to welcome the Environmental Preservation and Innovation Center, or EPIC. We welcome as well our guests from the National University of Malaysia, University Zain Islam Malaysia. Also, we would like to welcome our guests from University of Malaya, Inter International University Malaysia, and the International Islamic University of Malaysia. So once again, good morning to everyone. You are tuned in to the Philippine Skilling Summit 2022 presented by the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT, Cebu Information Technology and Business Process Management Organization of CIBO, and Microsoft, being powered by Go Philippines. I am Ms. Bel Ravis, your program host for this event. So to give you an overview of the Skilling Summit that we are facilitating, this is a 3-day virtual conference of learning, discovery, and visualization of one's professional goal and advancement. We also call this event the Future Tech Summit, with the key objective of creating a platform to perform or to reform education, advance technical skilling trails, and better equip youth and young professionals in the Philippines, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka for the future of the world. So we are almost ready to start our program this morning and keep you going on the different learning tracks that we have provided for you for today's summit, or the second day of our Scaling Summit. But of course, to officially begin our program and to officially greet us all in today's summit, allow me to welcome our special guest who will be welcoming us all for the second day of the Philippine Scaling Summit 2022. So without further ado, allow me now to call the Executive Director of Cebu IT and BPM Organization, no other than Mr. Buddy Villasis. Hi, sir. Good morning.
Thank you, Belle. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You have a very good introduction, and you are blooming today. I believe we have all our participants will be inspired, towards the end of the sessions. So, to our program partners at Go Philippines, Microsoft Philippines, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, and their ILC DV arm, to our participants from the different parts of the country, which was mentioned by Bell earlier. No, I believe we have a lot of schools represented today, and of course, including our friends from other Asian countries. Our colleagues and other guests, good morning. As you are all aware, global industries need talents. And for the IT BPM industry alone, national projections in the Philippines reflect the need of more than 300,000 talents over the next 3 years, with a strong support system and growing startup ecosystem representing further workforce opportunity. As such, the Cebu IT BPM organization is heeding the call to reinforce the two key factors in answering this demand. First, we cultivate talents through our talent development programs, of course, in cooperation with partners like GoPills and Microsoft. And second, create and nurture startup initiatives through ecosystem development. Relatively, we have partnered with Go Philippines in bringing forth a platform to help, not just the organization, but most especially the public in general. Dubbed the CIBO Connect, it is a one-stop shop in which learners can explore and gain necessary skills and certifications in the fields of data science, software development, AI, digital marketing, among others. And with the advent of platforms such as CIBO Connect, the free courses offered by Microsoft and other web entities and educational avenues like today's Philippine Skilling Summit, people now have more access to the different informative and skill enhancing places to learn and develop themselves. Most especially, these things are offered for free. The only thing that is needed is your commitment and endurance to learn and to grow as individuals. Through self development by learning the skills of the future, you also open yourselves to better and higher opportunities afforded by the rise of new technologies and the demand it also brings with it. The key to the future is here, so grab it and embrace it. May we all have a highly productive interaction as we have more things to learn towards the next 2 days. So, once again, thank you, Bell, and may you all have fun learning. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you so much. Once again, that is Sir Buddy Villasis. He is the Executive Director of CIBO Philippines. Thank you, sir. That was very insightful. And of course, sir, thank you that you have walked us through on the very core purpose and the significant mission of CIBO. And it is wonderful to know that these kind of organizations are bringing in not only free programs for professional development, but also for self-development as well. So once again, that was Mr. Buddy Villasis, Executive Director of CIBO. So let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So moving on our second day of the Philippine Scaling Summit 2022, we have also invited industry leaders who will be sharing with us their expertise on emerging technology processes, improved educational structure, and viable digital transformation through the education tracks that we will be sharing with you later. But before that, allow me to introduce our keynote speaker for this morning. To begin, our keynote speaker is currently the CEO for Orel IT Limited, and he is leading the way for more than 4,500 skilled employees. Having decades of his experience in the global IT industry, he possesses a plethora of knowledge in various fields such as artificial intelligence vision solutions, IT services management, business analysis, project management, project planning, software project management, and business process management, just to name a few of them. Being an inspiration for all that what Orel IT has achieved within this short span of time, our speaker is regarded as a pioneer who worked his way to enable the fourth industrial revolution in Sri Lanka. Our keynote speaker this morning is also a remarkable alumnus of the European International University in Paris, from where he obtained his PhD. He has served as an advisory committee member in IT BPM for the Export Development Board of Sri Lanka since 2018. He is also a board director of the ICT Industry Skills Council of Sri Lanka, an executive committee member for the FITIS in Software Chapter and Digital Chapter, in addition to being the committee member at SLASCOM Entrepreneurship Forum and AI Center of Excellence. He is being appointed to the prestigious Forbes Technological Council, which is an invitation-only organization comprised of top CIOs, CTOs, and technology executives in some of the world-class IT business-related entities. Let me now welcome our keynote speaker for this morning, the CEO of Orel IT, no other than Dr. Upendra Paris. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the Philippine Scaling Summit 2022.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the nice introduction. Really pleasure and honor to be in the summit. And I look at the previous summit and the things that you guys have done, and it was amazing. And again, I want to thank Melanie who introduced me to the forum and to the entire organizing committee for inviting me for this prestige event. And well, glad to be here. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm looking to share. Seems don't have the option.
All right, so we are just working on towards having his presentation ready. Yes, sir. Okay, so let's wait for a few more seconds while we are preparing for the slides he will be sharing with us.
Give me a minute.
Sure, sir, no worries. So once again, our keynote speaker for this morning is Dr. Upendra Paris. He is just preparing his slides that he will be sharing to us as he go along with his message this morning. So as we are waiting for his presentation to be ready, we are reminding everyone to make sure that you are properly registered to the Philippine Skilling Summit 2022, and that later on, as we share the education tracks, you will be able to join as what you have registered or you should be joining using the name that you have registered. All right, so that would be later on. We will be sharing with you the 3 different education tracks that we have for this morning. But of course, before that, we will be hearing nuggets of advices and, of course, insightful knowledge coming from the CEO for Orel IT, that is Dr. Upendra Paris. All right. So we are just waiting for the cue for his presentation to be ready. So please stay with us. All right, so another important reminder while we are waiting for Dr. Upendra, please we would like to remind everyone as soon as we share later on the education tracks for the morning session, we highly encourage you to just stay on that link and actively engage in the meeting room so that you can fully maximize the topic and learn from our expert speakers. So just give us a few more moments as we wait for Dr. Paris to share his presentation. Okay, so as we are waiting for the presentation of Dr. Paris, let me just give you an overview on what the education tracks we have this morning. So for this morning, we have the gaming technology. We also have the Windows 11 and artificial intelligence. So once again, we have invited industry leaders who will be sharing with us their expertise on gaming technology, Windows 11, and artificial intelligence. So with that, let me just also check if I'd be able to share the presentation of Dr. Yupenda so that we can move forward. One moment, please. So once again, we are trying our way how we can probably share the presentation of Dr. Paris, and we'll really look forward for you to be waiting because for sure we will be learning a lot from today's message of Dr. Paris. So again, as we are waiting for the presentation to be shared here, we are reminding everyone not to join as anonymous later on as we share the education tracks. So it is important that you register as a participant with the registered name and email address that you send so that you won't have any issues with your certificates. All right, we are now back with Dr. Yupenda Paris. Hi, sir. Good morning and welcome back to the Philippine Skilling Summit.
Good morning. I will let you see the presentation.
Yes, sir. We can now see your presentation, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, today the topic that I'm trying to place on the audience is about Industry 4.0, and I think we have been able to cross many decades up to now, and we are in, let's say, in middle of Industry 4.0, and we are almost getting into Industry 5.0. So the question mark is that what exactly we are talking about is industry revolutions from 1.0 to 2.0, 2.0 to 3.0 and 4.0. So these, in certain levels, this has been considered as just terms, and on the other side, there are a lot of new implementations, new thoughts, and new technologies, ideas has been engaged in these particular terms from each decade to decade. So what Industry 4.0 it is. So I wanted to emphasize from a quote from Heinz Jog, and it says, we may not know it was called Industry 4.0, but we have been doing it for years. So Industry 4.0 is the point, or industry revolutions are the points that we identified that we have been able to transform from one step to another. So it's not that you just need a term to move in, but you have been doing it for the entire years of your life. But that is the moment you exactly understood that you created a point that you have been moved from one technology to another technology, or one point for another point. So from this thought, I want to move ahead. We can move into the next slide, please. Okay, Industrial Revolution. So I want to go back to where we start the Industrial Revolution in Industry 1.0. Industry 1.0 is where we started to deal with the mechanization. Basically, this is where we started to create or innovate machines in order to support the day-to-day life. There are a lot of examples. We'll get into details, but we are talking about somewhere around 1784. This is where the Industry 1.0 has been started, where the machines started to support to day-to-day life in order to say make it easier and more robust on our day-to-day work. And then we move from Industry 1.0 to the turning point of Industry 2.0. So Industry 2.0 is where we started to get into the mass production, where you invented the electricity. So Industry 2.0 is the replication of Industry 1.0 into the mass level involving electricity. And moving from there, which is the third revolution, which is the Industry 3.0. This is we called the automations. So Industry 3.0 is automations which has been identified in Industry 1.0, which has been folded up from Industry 2.0, where it has been moved up to an automated working environment on Industry 3.0. So one of the facts that I missed out is on Industry 1.0, this is where we started to implement the steam engine. So this is one of the revolutionary invention which started to create the industry revolution. So from Industry 3.0, we are stepping into Industry 4.0. We are talking about different level of aggregations along with the automations. We are talking about AI, IoT, networks, etc. So we have a list of things. We will get into details and we'll get to know as much as we possible during the time period how industry has been evolved and how industry revolution has been moved from 1.20 to 2.0 and 2.0 to 3.0 and 3.0 to 4.0. So we'll learn the key facts, how the revolution has been begun. Okay, so my presentation, I want to go ahead with the introduction of the industry revolution and how the journey has been begin and what are the key technologies we are talking about Industry 4.0 and the benefits of getting into the technology, usage of the technology has been evolved to day-to-day life for Industry 4.0, and I'm thinking about moving into Industry 5.0 also to give a bit of a glance about what would be the next. Okay. Industry 4.0 is the new phase of the industrial revolution that introduced intelligent networking of machines and process for industry with help of information and communication technology. So let me get into a brief context on this particular definition. So we know that we had machines and we started to build machines and we started to identify the media to run the machines, and then we started to build the automations involving the media and the machinery. And then the fourth one, we are talking about how the mass production, where you invented the intelligence of the machinery can be utilized in order to have more automated or robust environment. This is where we call in simple terms, we are talking about how machinery and how computers can be worked together in order to create a better working environment. So this connects to in a nutshell, we are talking about the physical world and the digital world. So we are trying in Industry 4.0, the amalgamation of the physical world and the digital world would be the output that you are looking at. So we are talking about a lot of machinery involvement. We are talking about the regular computer world that we are involved. So we are trying to merge these things together and to see how the computers or the information technology can be utilized in order to create a better machinery or an automated world. So just like we said, if we started to getting into the details of Industry 1.0, we are talking about mechanization, steam power, weaving looms. This is where the machines started to move in. So we identified there are certain machines or certain automations or equipments can be helped in order to, let's say, make it easy on your day-to-day life. And then the revolutionary invention of the steam power and this steam power was one of the key points that you started to identify. There are medias in order to control the machinery. Industry 2.0, we are looking at the mass production, assembly lines, electrical heat energy. So from steam power to electricity, this is where the key segment was coming out, and that was the key outcomes of Industry 2.0. And then for Industry 2.0 to Industry 3.0, we are talking about automations, computers, and electronics. So we started to getting into the media out of it. Industry 4.0, I just put few informations. We are talking about cyber physical systems. Basically, we are talking about virtual security. As we know, like we used to have the physical security. Now we are talking a lot about the virtual security because our entire livelihood started to become more virtual in terms of Industry 4.0 began. We are talking about artificial intelligence, IoT. This is about Internet of Things. So we will discuss more. And then we are talking about in Industry 4.0 about big data, how data which is inside the information can be evolved to get more and more output rather than what you see in the surface. Okay. The revolution used water and steam power to mechanize the production. So we are moving into how this industry revolution has been evolved more. And in the second revolution, the electrical power has been used to do mass production. So whatever you see in the factory automations, we are talking about larger manufacturing units. So there are a lot of new innovations has been came out in the mass level during this Industry 2.0. And in third, we started to getting into the nutshell of the in the controlling, which is we are talking about electronics and information technology to automate productions. And the fourth industry revolution is an advancement of artificial intelligence, robotics, the IoT, big data, genetic engineering, quantum computing, and the future that we are predicting, the fifth industrial revolution, which is already here. People start to talk about it, and certain countries started to move ahead with the direction. We are talking about the AI revolution with potential quantum computing, which will draw humans and machines to work together in the same workplace. Right. So this is the future. So how AI and the machinery. So how AI can be a media where you will see the people and the machinery will be utilizing the same workspace in order to create a supply chain. So this is where the future that we are looking at. So in Industry 4.0, as we talked about these entire area of IoT to AI to whatever the key technologies, the entire usage of these technologies will evolve in order to reduce the human error, and it will improve the profits, it will improve the accuracy, it will improve the speed we are looking at. So there are a lot of benefits that we can talk about how in each key technology on Industry 4.0 has been utilized up to now, and how we can make a lot of let's say how we can go for the next level of making the decisions in an accurate way, because each technology will support the decision makers and the people who are working in the real-time environment to make more accurate decisions with more efficient data to be utilized on your day-to-day working environment. So let me get into the key technologies in a brief. So we talked about a list of key technologies, how those things has been innovated during the Industry 4.0. IoT, Internet of Things. It's a network of physical objects that can be able to collect data with help of sensors and exchange data each over the help of the internet. So if I give you a simple example on an IoT, maybe you have been, I'm sure that you have been seeing Alexa, you have been seeing these, you have been seeing a lot of near-to-date products that can be controlled the hardware through a command. So this is where the IoT stands for, and that's how it has been a technology on Industry 4.0 in order to control certain hardwares from the computer network in order to pass messages and commands and how it can be controlled through the network. Advanced robotics. Robots are programmable machines that are usually able to carry out set of actions autonomously or semi-autonomously, and robots in a branch of technology that deals with physical robots are safely side by side humans learning from humans. Advanced robotics. So what we see up to now is something that we control from one point to another point. So we basically define specific set of commands how the actions of a robot need to be moved on. But we are talking about advanced robotics, which has been involved with AI, which is the next point that we are going to talk about, how a robot or a series of actions can be autonomously done based on certain set of data. So this is where the advanced robotics come in, and I'm sure that this will be a benefit towards the manufacturing, especially for the manufacturing industry, or to the repetitive tasks that each and every person is doing can be automated in a better way. So one of the facts that robotics started to make us a fear is that whether robotics or an AI will start to replace the people. But I would say like AI or robotics will not replace a human, but it will surely replace the repetitive tasks that each and every one of us are doing. If we are used to do something and if we are doing the same thing again and again, I'm sure there is an automation that we can use. This is where the advanced robotics and artificial intelligence can be utilized. So the AI. AI is the bigger question mark that we have fear and we have expectations. AI is a computer program which enable a machine to simulate human behaviors, life learnings, planning, reasoning, knowledge sharing, and problem sharing. Other part of the AI is machine learning. It is allowed to automatically learn from the past data so that they can give accurate outputs and alerts to abnormal output. So one of the facts that we need to understand is that how the human brain works. We have our own experience, we have learnings that how we use in order to take certain decisions. So we are using the same concept of the model for AI. Basically, we provide numerous amount of data and learnings where in a sequence we let the machine to make decisions based on the previous experience and data. So it's all runs on an algorithm, basically how it has been written out in order to understand what is the probability of a decision that you can take on. So let's say if you see something gray, there is a probability that you will see it as either white or either black. So this is where the learnings and the data will be provide the AI in order to understand what is the best decision or the most accurate decision that need to be carried out. So the more data that you can provide to an AI, more your decision would be accurate. And moving ahead with the artificial intelligence, the next point is about machine learning. So machine learning is where you started to learn the machines and where you started to control the machines from the data where the machines are generating. For an example, like if we get into the medical industry or to the manufacturing industry, there are a lot of machinery that we have been involved. So all these machines produce a huge amount of data that we are not utilizing for any kind of a, let's say, and we are not basically storing these data. There are certain companies who basically specialize completely on the machinery data or the equipment data. So learning these data and provide outputs or controlling the machinery is basically about machine learning and how it need to be controlled. The fourth point is about cloud computing. As you all know, we have been used to see a lot of these server rooms or the infrastructure in all our local operations. So even in fact, in a given organization, you have your own server room, you have your own servers, and you control those servers and facilitate with all the utilities that you need to arrange. and you maintain it in a such a way where your data is protected and available. So the cloud computing comes into the picture about higher availability, because more or less we know that not all the people or not all the organizations were able to control the entire data set that they are carrying out in order to facilitate their data availability. And then you have the remote access, where you have global organizations or global connectivity coming into the flow, where you won't be able to manage it from a local infrastructure. So this is where the cloud computing is coming in, and I'm sure that there are a lot of cloud competitors in the market for the moment. And cloud is about use of a remote server to store, manage, process data which can be accessed through the internet on demand. So one of the important facts that we need to understand is cloud computing is also about the hardware. It's not that we have a virtual environment. One particular location with highest availability carried out infrastructure, which is rented for all the other people who can have a better working environment without investing on the local hardware by their own. So this is about the facilitation of the cloud computing. Cybersecurity. So we talked about the machinery world, we talked about data, we talked about virtual infrastructure for each individual or each organization, and we talked about how the algorithms and how understanding of each machinery will work together. So cybersecurity is the virtual guard that we are talking about. Basically, we are trying to understand how you can secure, how you can secure or practice defending your computers, servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, networks, and data from malicious attacks. So the more that your virtual world started to be expand, there's a chaos that is getting created, where you will open up a lot of gates or a lot of let's say potential openings to make threats by different parties. So you create the positive side of, and then in parallel, the negative side of it also getting created. So that is where you are getting to know into hacks. This is where you are getting to know about viruses. This is about the malware. This is about basically unauthorized access and stealing virtual data or assets from the networks that each an individual is owning. So this is where the cybersecurity is coming in. And as far as I understood, like from 2020 up to now, along with the pandemics where the world started to move into digital, the highest investment most of the companies have done is on cybersecurity in order to secure their data. The next point or the next key technology that we are talking about in Industry 4.0 is the big data analytics. It is a process of storing and examining large volume of data from various sources and systematically extract useful information from that. So we need to understand two parts from our basics on computing. We know data, which we call the raw, and then you have information, which is the conversion of data, how it can be utilized in an accurate way. So data in the industrial world, data become everything, because each and every electronic device, each and every person, each and every desk creates humongous amount of data per day or per minute or per hour. So all this data carries different type of patterns or behaviors or valid informations that you need to extract. So why big data analytics become one of the key technologies in Industry 4.0? Because we are talking about Industry 4.0 after three revolutions. The three revolutions basically connect the media and the machinery. And soon after all these collection of data, we need to find a way to do the analytics. So this is where the big data analytics comes in. There are a number of service providers. There are a number of, let's say, applications. And there are ways of doing the analytics in order to understand the best out of the data that you see as information. Okay. So Industry 4.0 has basically created almost all the industries into a different level. So I think I will share certain examples about how it has been happened. As far as I understood, Industry 4.0 has been evolved in at least 10 to 12 industries in the current context, starting from automotive to healthcare to retail industry to sport and entertainment, many more. So one of the key aspects or one of the key outcomes came from Industry 4.0 is the automotive sector, how automotive sector has been moved along with Industry 4.0 and how it has been an innovative industry by using the new technologies. In the first phase, the Industry 4.0 technologies are already used in its production processes. So you can see in automotive sector, when you basically started to deal with the vehicles, there are a lot of automations or systems which is utilizing in a nowadays car. So we are not talking about the regular vehicle that we used to have in thousand, maybe in about 50 years back. We are talking about now a collective of systems and data which is getting processed in automobile vehicle, which will be utilized in order to have a safe ride or a safe driving experience for a particular driver. Repetitive and ecogenic tasks are carried out the help of the collaborative robots, thus allowing operators and robots to live together in the same work area. So I'll give you a simple example. You might be familiar with whatever you see in a regular vehicle. The technologies like cruise control, right? So the technologies like auto braking, auto parking. So these are certain collaborative robotic processing outputs. We are not talking about full-fledged robots, but robotic outputs that has been produced based on the data in order to support the operator along with the vehicle. So this is where we see the collaboration in between the systems and the operator in the automotive environment. So these are certain technologies that came out, and this allows reducing costs by detecting failures before product acquires more value in the production chain. So one of the other facts is that certain Industry 4.0 technologies, the technologies like AI, technology like big data analytics, will support you in order to reduce the cost by identifying defects and identifying process failures and identifying material failures before we get into the production. So these are the supports that has been came out up to now from the production environment where you get into the automotive sector. The last one, and this is the future, and we see it in many areas. Probably you have been heard about the autonomous driving and smart cars. So I saw that there were different bills from different vendors, but I'm sure that the future there will be autonomous driving vehicles. There will be fully fledged autonomous driving vehicles. I'm sure that currently there are certain autonomous activities a vehicle or an automobile can do, and the entire research is about providing sensors by utilizing sensors and provide an autonomous essential drive for the cars to drive by themselves and make sure the passage to make sure that the passenger safety and the pedestrian safety and the road safety and the guidelines and rules will be followed in the way it should be. So it's the future. So this is currently moving ahead, and there are a lot of other various aspects or third-party aspects that you need to scan and learn in order to have an autonomous driving. And I'm sure that the future will be much more looking more productive with autonomous driving. So if you move into the next point, and one of the other key industries which is running along with the support of Industry 4.0 is the health sector. If you talk about the medicine as a science, technologies such as 3D bioprinting have become essential tools. One of the global goals is to print the fully functional human organ. So this is one of the key goals that health sector and is looking forward with the support of Industry 4.0 as a goal. The human organ failure is basically how many people are dying on day. We never know. So this is the goal that the industry and science and health sector is looking forward to develop, is a fully fledged, fully functional human organ from 3D printing. So this is one of the aspects how Industry 4.0 can be evolved. And more aspects can be about basically about disease detection, pre-detections on the diseases, how each and every uh, medical theory can be automated, how the support can be used from machinery in order to identify certain diseases and do certain treatments. These are the certain outcomes that you can utilize on health sector from Industry 4.0. The next industry that Industry 4.0 can be realized is agri and the food sector. And eventually, you will know agri-food sector is beginning to use technologies such as drones for control the fields through computer vision or hyperspectral cameras for the detection of stones and plastics. Basically, this is already there. You will see in many countries in our region. I'm sure India is already using it. I saw in Vietnam that how the plantations are getting monitored. So we are talking about drones. We are talking about spectrum cameras. We are talking about scanning the environment. We are talking about making predictions from the soil, from the leaves, from the crops. So the entire prediction alignment is basically done by Industry 4.0 support. And this is where you covered the mechanical technologies along with data, how it can make certain decisions and predictions in order to have a better harvest and in order to have a better control in your crops rather than what you do at the moment. Construction sector in and Industry 4.0. I'll start with the same with an example. If you make a search on the internet, you will see the semi-automated mason, a robot that is so good of building walls, it could take over the construction industry. So this is created by one New York-based company, a construction robotics. So this particular robot can basically do bricklayering in a very, let's say, in an accurate way, and it controls all the other factors, basically about the levelizing, basically about monitoring how it should be placed in the right way, and make sure that the continuous modeling basically have the same identical process, which is getting overlooked in all the bricks. So this increases productivity, and this will basically replace the repetitive task. This is what I was talking about in the beginning about AI and robotics. Certain technologies will be able to replace the repetitive tasks that the people are doing. So construction industry, you have an example, and I invite you to do more research on this area and and get the experience about what they have been invented up to now. Semi-automated mason is one of the remarkable inventions in the construction sector, which has been used along with Industry 4.0. Okay, so if you concatenate everything what you see up to now with all these examples, I want to talk about the benefits of Industry 4.0. Without any doubt, we saw that how the efficiency can be increased in the production environment, how more potential inventions that you can do in the industries, in each industry, because we talked about 3 to 4 industries, and I'm sure there are more, and you can basically imagine that how Industry 4.0 can be evolved on different industries, how those things can be used. Number 3 is it can accelerate the responses to the customer needs. So rather you wait for someone, there will be autonomous responses that you can produce in order to make sure the efficiency would be high. Number 4 is it will reduce the cost and will make higher profits. And you automatically see that all the repetitive tasks can be replaced. So you don't need any other interaction for all the repetitive tasks, which will reduce your cost and which will increase the profits of each and every organization who are into the use of Industry 4.0. Quality assurance. We can use certain technologies, which we spoke about Industry 4.0, in order to improve the quality. It can be an improvement of the production line. It can be an improvement of the product. It can be improvement of the identification of the process. So the quality of the operations can be more fruitful by using Industry 4.0. Number 6 is safety. So you saw a few examples how safety can be improved, how human safety will be measured, and how your digital assets will be safer in the virtual world. So this is a summary of the benefits that you can you can basically retain from getting involved with Industry 4.0. Industry 5.0. So at the end of on one era, we are looking ahead for the next. Industry 4.0 makes an era of automations. Industry 5.0 puts the focus on people. So Industry 5.0 is specifically narrowed down about how Industry 4.0 can be focused on people and how the machinery and people can work on the same environment by continuing the same process flow. So let me quickly go ahead with Industry 5.0 and give you a brief idea. So we are talking about few ideas or few expected ideas of Industry 5.0. Uh, one of the things that Industry 5.0 can be brought down. So this is not something new, but I'm sure that this will go into the mass level. Light out manufacturing. Lights out is a manufacturing methodology in which manufacturing is fully automated and requires no human presence, so that lights and even ventilation can be shut down. While the concept sounds futuristic, it has been circulating around for a couple of decades now. Basically, light out manufacturing. So you got the idea. You don't need the lights, you don't need the ventilation. You are basically taking care of the repetitive task, and your entire production environment will be, let's say, the energy saving, and it will be done in a way where you will basically save the O2 as well. So the oxygen saving is also involved. So this is one of the key segments that Industry 5.0 will go into mass production level, and that will be a saving for the world as well. Cobots, collaborative robots, also known as cobots, is a robot that is capable of learning multiple tasks, so it can assist human being. In contrast, autonomous robots are hard-coded and repeatably perform one task from independently and remain stationary. Collaborative robots, the work alongside human works to increase efficiency. So this is where we talk about the co-working environment of the robotics or the machinery along with the humans. So cobots might be able to do certain repetitive multiple tasks, and they might be able to assist the humans in order to carry forward whatever the assigned process. So as I said, Industry 5.0 is looking at about an environment where you see the machinery and the people will be working together. So cobots can be one of the technologies that Industry 5.0 will be bringing down to the world. Okay. Accelerated innovations, re-engineering researchers and development and innovation process to make new products development dramatically faster and less costly. Elevate employee innovation abilities by automative, time-wasting, labor-intensive tasks. So this is what we talked about. It will accelerate the innovation. Why it will accelerate the innovation? Because people will be moved out from the repetitive task, and the people's knowledge or the human knowledge will be utilized on new innovations. Because once you see the repetitive tasks are getting worked out from machinery or from robotics or from AI, where the people will start to invest their time about accelerating the innovations and looking forward to build more and more new technologies. So this is how the Industry 5.0 can accelerate the innovations rather than what we see during the last four revolutions. The last one is quantum computing. Quantum computing is an era of computing focused on developing computer technology based on the principles of quantum theory, which explains the behavior of energy and material on the atomic and subatomic levels. A quantum computer is a type of computer that uses quantum mechanics so that it can perform certain kinds of computation more efficiently rather than a regular computer can. So let me give you a brief. We are talking about supercomputers. Quantum computing is about creating supercomputing, which can be narrowed down into certain processes. So if you get into your regular computer in your house, I'm sure that people are basically building up computers for gaming purpose, specifically for gaming. And there are computers which is getting built up or machines getting built up, PCs getting built up, specifically for mining aspect. So we are talking about quantum computing, about building supercomputing, basically narrowed down in certain tasks which can be done in a super speed and in a super way, or efficiency or an accuracy, which will basically, I don't know, 100 times improve whatever that you have been able to do. So quantum computing will be another level of the infrastructure development that we will see in Industry 5.0. Right. So I think I have been able to share certain information, so at least a drop of information about Industry 4.0 and how it can be evolved, on how it has been evolved in the current industry, how we can move ahead for Industry 5.0. So I will end up my presentation with a quote. In the new world, it is not about the big fish which eats the small fish. It's about the fast fish which eats the slow fish. So the context that we are taking about from this quote is that the world is moving ahead, and individually for us or for an organization or for our country, if we are not going to go ahead with the trend, basically we are going to be eaten up. So what I'm trying to say is that we should not stop learning, we should not stop researching, and we have to be the dreamers of the future. And we need to think about not only about Industry 5.0, we need to think about Industry 4, what would be Industry 6.0, what would be Industry 7.0, and moving ahead. So once again, I want to thank the entire organizing team for inviting me for this prestige event, and I'm glad and honored to get an opportunity for share my thoughts. And thank you very much for everyone for listening for this entire 40 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Upendra Pieris. That was very insightful. And of course, we thank you, sir, that it is not only about the relevance of the topic that you shared to us this morning, but more so you have shared to us the significance of why we have to be digitally competent, and at the same time, why we have to move forward towards achieving excellence. So once again, Dr. Upendra Pieris, thank you so much. Before that, allow us, and it is my privilege to award the certificate to our guest speaker this morning, our keynote speaker. So, sir, in behalf of DICT, the ILC, DB, CIBO, Microsoft, powered by Go Philippines, we wish to award to you, sir, this certificate of recognition to Dr. Upendra Pieris for sharing his knowledge and experience as our keynote speaker for the second day of the Philippine Skilling Summit 2022, during the second Philippine Skilling Summit 2022, awarded by or given by Maria Lourdes Aquilisan, the Director of DICT ILCDB here in the Philippines, Mr. Buddy Villasis, the Executive Director of Cebu IT and BPO Organization, Mr. Carl Yung, the Chief Partnerships and Strategy Officer of Go Philippines, and Mr. Dale Pascual Jose, the National Technology Officer of Microsoft Philippines. So once again, Dr. Upendra Pieris, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for the learning that you have shared to us this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
All right, so you have heard it from the CEO of Orel in Sri Lanka. So once again, you have heard it no other than from the CEO for Orel IT. And for everybody's information, if you will search over the web, Orel IT is actually one of the Sri Lanka's largest IT solutions provider and most honorable company with thousands of company across 4 continents. So truly, it is a great privilege for us to hearing his message this morning. So that was Dr. Upendra Pieris of Orel IT, the CEO of Orel IT. So thank you so much again, sir. All right, learning has just begun even before we have started the education tracks for the second day of our Skilling Summit. Of course, we have learned so much through the significant messages we have heard from first Mr. Buddy Villasis, the Executive Director of CIBO, and of course from Dr. Upendra Pieris, the Orel IT CEO. And we are about to move forward on the learning tracks. We will be sharing in a while the QR codes for the 3 education tracks that we have this morning. Please be advised that you can choose from those tracks or any of those tracks to attend, and each will be joined by our assigned moderators and technical support team for today. But before that, once again, we would like to remind all our participants not to attend as anonymous participant. It is important that you are properly registered to our event so that you won't have any issues with regards to the certificate of participation as you join this Scaling Summit 2022. So again, we encourage you, if you are not confident that you are registered, please do so. Registered at the link we have provided. Make sure that you have submitted your registration and use your legal name. And of course, please make sure that you have entered or provided your correct email address and do not join as anonymous participant. All right. So this time we request you all to stand by for the learning tracks that we will be providing. For easy access, we have prepared the QR codes for each track. So what we have this morning, we have the gaming technology with Mr. Erwin Magno. We also have the Windows 11 by Miss Christine Ramoya, and we have the topic on artificial intelligence with Miss Drizzle Pablo. So again, with those three education tracks, we will be providing you the QR code. All you have to do is to scan the QR code for easy access. And once again, once you're inside the meeting room, we encourage you to stay and to actively engage in the education track that you have chosen so that you can fully maximize the topic and the learning experience from our expert speaker. So let me now share with you our QR codes for the education tracks. All right, so I hope you are now seeing on your screen the QR code for the following tracks. So those are the tracks on gaming technology, Windows 11, and artificial intelligence. So once again, these are the QR codes that you can scan for easy access on the education tracks that we have this morning. So we encourage everyone to choose now and do the scanning now for you to be part of our learning track or our learning session this morning. Okay, so we still have almost 1,000 participants here inside the main plenary. We encourage our participants here to join our learning discussion for this morning through the QR codes that we are now providing to you. So again, our topics for this morning, we have gaming technology, and our expert speaker here is Mr. Erwin Magno. We have Windows 11 that will be facilitated by Ms. Christine Ramoya, and another guest or expert speaker for artificial intelligence, Ms. Drizzle Pablo. Feel free now to scan any of these three, the QR codes we are presenting to you. And again, we would like to remind our participants to make sure that you are not joining as a anonymous participant in our learning discussion this
Hello.
morning.
Wala pa yata yung speaker.
Hello, everyone. This is Akbar Baz Bangash, the moderator for the today's session. I hope you had a nice morning session with a guest speaker. And now this is the first session of the day. Primarily, we do have a speaker here. So let me shortly introduce the speaker, and then we are having a good participants here, and then we can start shortly. So today we are having the privilege of Ms. Christine Tenyo Ramoyo with us. She is innovative education specialist, Department of Education, Philippine. Our speaker has a Masters of Art in Educational Management degree, and is a Microsoft Education Ambassador. In Microsoft Education Ambassador in 2016, Microsoft Innovative Educator 2016, and Microsoft Certified Educator 2017. She has been teaching since 2008 and has actively involved herself in various community projects like the ICT for Parents, Mumgun NHS 2015, and as a co-organizer, CTO Peglitive Outreach Program 2018 to 2021. So we really welcome our honorable guest speaker, and I'm wishing you all the best for having very fruitful session. We'll have a session first, and then we will have the question and answer session as well at the end. You can come up on the camera, or you can write your question in the chat as well. So thank you very much. Over to you, Christine.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Mr. Akbar Bangash. It's a pleasure and honor to me to be here with you to share ideas and information so that we could learn something more. So good morning once again. Good morning. I don't know if it's good afternoon or if it's still good morning in the other side, but I hope it's a good day to all of us. Okay, good day to everyone. So let me share to you my presentation. Okay, let me know. Please let me know if I see some. What do you see on your screen? What do you have with you? Ano po yung nakikita nyo?
It's your screen, ma'am.
Second Philippine Skilling Summit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for that response. So this is the second day. Who among you here attended yesterday? Wow, so many responses. Okay, to start with, in the past few years, many schools around the world, not only the schools but also the industries, had to shift to hybrid or remote learning models. Do you agree with me? We do the work from home schemes and often with little time to prepare. Or do we agree with that? Many schools and offices struggled with the move to digital learning. So it's been challenging to everyone, to parents, to learners, to workers, and even to teachers and other educators. So all were affected. But in spite of those challenges, the shift to hybrid learning also brought with some incredible successes. Do you agree with that? So we did not give up. No one gave up. So schools and industries and offices all around the world demonstrated their ability to adapt. And moving forward, many are embracing new possibilities, trying hard to get with the technology, right? And that is why we are here today to continue to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So before we proceed to our topic, let me show you something. Huh? What do you see? What is that?
Evolution.
Yeah, evolution. Yes, very good. That's evolution. Would you agree that we came from a monkey, from monkeys?
From Albert Einstein theory. Yes.
Yes, from the study, according to study, no. But not everyone believes that we came from monkeys. Some, and it has been studied by Einstein. So mostly everything around us has its own evolution, right? Where they came from until they were developed and or improved, something like that. Are you familiar with this picture? Who can recognize the picture that we have?
Windows logo.
Those are Windows logos. Yes. So those are the evolution. Ito naman. This one is the evolution of Windows. Yeah.
Windows.
We're going to have first a little history of operating system. Not the thorough one, just a little. Okay. So what? In your area, let's have a short quiz if you don't mind. My short quiz. Okay? Please answer in a piece of paper, in your digital notebook, anywhere as long as you can write or put your answer, or you can have it in your mind. Let me know if you can recognize, for example, the first picture is Windows 1, Windows 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you can tell us the date, much better. Okay? Okay, give you time to 1 minute only or 45 seconds. So this is the evolution of Windows OS.
Sa chat, okay lang po.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Anywhere. Yes, you can have it in the chat box. It's okay.
Okay,
So,
thank you, ma'am.
you're welcome.
First picture, 3.1, 1992.
Keep on answering.
Second picture, Windows 95, 1995. Third
Okay,
picture,
I'll call
That's 98.
participant later to answer. I'll call a volunteer. Just keep your answer in your mind. And time is up. Okay? Sige, let's check. Who wants to volunteer? Anybody wants to volunteer to answer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8. Yes. Excluding the latest. Can answer. Anybody? Sad to say, I cannot see the chat box right now because I'm the one who's presenting. So maybe later I can see your answers. But right now, I can't see your chats. Okay? So keep on chatting if you want to. So let's have a self-check. Self-check. Let's check if your answers are correct. So here's the answer. The first picture is, let's start from the left. Of course, Windows 1 started in 1985, followed by Windows 3.1 in 1992, Windows 95, of course, 1995. Usually, the name or the model or the Windows is named usually on its year, like 1995. Windows XP 2001, Windows Vista 2006, followed by Windows 7, and we have Windows 8, and there's 8.1. I did not include it here. And we have Windows 10 last 2015, and Windows 11 is not yet included. Okay, so here's the Windows evolution. I just included the human being since we are the one who are the users or the end users of Windows. Okay, so I hope you get something from this short Windows evolution history of the window. Next, what do you see?
Windows background images, ma'am.
Wow, that's Windows.
Wallpaper and background.
Okay, it could be
Of
wallpaper.
Windows
We could use that as wallpaper and background in our devices. But those are the available wallpaper that we can use are available at Windows 11. And so this is it. So what can you say about Windows 11? What can you say about the environment?
Apple looks.
Apple look, yeah. Similar to Apple, no? Similar to iOS. The
May macOS.
operating system of Apple is iOS. We call it iOS.
It's
For
Mac.
Microsoft,
Mac.
it's Windows.
Mac,
Yeah.
Mac OS, ma'am.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for that, Mac OS. So who
Mac
among
OS.
you here have already updated to the latest Windows operating system?
Me, ma'am.
Wow.
Currently, I'm using it.
Wow. Congratulations. I hope I could be also. But sad to say, my PC is not yet eligible.
Medyo-
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to check first the
Specification.
hardware. Yeah, the specification or hardware of my device. Since
Ah.
I installed this PC last 2018. So it's been 2018. So what are the special features that you enjoy with your Windows 11?
The start bar
Android
is a lot
system.
easier to navigate.
Is it fun? Did you enjoy? Are you enjoying it right now?
Right now, ma'am, I'm exploring it eh. So, bago pa lang siya. So, medyo nag-explore pa.
So most probably your device is still...
Most probably naman, ma'am, kaparehas din ng Windows 10.
Okay.
Yung
Oo.
design lang ng mga icons.
Yeah.
Ako ma'am, ang
Locations.
nagustuhan ko dito yung Android, yung Android subsystem. Pwede ka makapag-launch ng Android apps directly sa OS eh.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. I think I don't have to discuss anymore.
Bye.
Excuse me ma'am, kasi actually yung good day po. Actually yung UI ng Windows 11 parang friendly naman, hindi masakit sa mata.
Yeah, I agree with you.
More on parang 3D na siya, ma'am eh. Parang Mac OS na nga talaga yung dating.
But user-friendly.
Yes, ma'am. Mas maganda yung graphic interface niya.
Wow. The GUI, the graphical user
Graphic
interface.
user interface.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you're enjoying with the new features that can be used to be more productive, whether in the classroom, whether at work, whether in the office, to have a better learning or work with our students, office, and to deliver quality outputs. Yeah. So this was released last October 5, 2021. So mainit-init pa to. But before we proceed, let me tell you first the importance of operating system in every device that we use. Do you know what's the importance of operating system? Windows 11 is an operating system. That's why it's Windows OS. Anybody has idea? What's the importance of operating system? Why is it that we have Windows? Why is it that we have Mac OS? Can we use our device if we don't have that with OS?
It's run the computer,
ma'am. Ha? Come again, please.
Ma'am, siya yung nagmamanage ng ano? Siya yung nagmamanage ng mga hardware devices. Like yung sound, yan.
Yeah. Very good.
Same time, environment siya ng mga different applications.
Yes, you're the most active participant.
Thank you, ma'am.
Maybe because you have already Windows 11 with you.
Yes. I already experienced from Windows 3.1.
Ah, so you have started the
yes.
evolution of
Yes.
Windows. Wow.
89.
Me, I started, I guess, Windows XP. Windows XP. Yan.
Ako yan, ma'am, Windows 95.
Wow. But
Windows
I guess...
90.
Go ahead. Me, I guess I have tried to use Windows 95. Yan. From Windows 95 up to present. I have seen how it changed, how it improved and developed into an operating system that we enjoy nowadays. Yeah, I heard, yes, it's important because it's the one who manages the hardware. Actually, the hardware and the software. He's the one who is bridging the hardware and the software. So when we say the hardware, it's the physical parts of our computer. And when we say software, it's the application that we install in our devices. So actually, Windows is also a software, but it's an operating system. Okay? So,
also a bridge from the human and the computer, ma'am.
Yeah, right. The human, the hardware, and the software.
Yes,
it's the
ma'am.
one who's bridging and managing how it will be utilized well, ayan, to communicate with each other, to work hand in hand, ayan. They are united. We are united with the operating system. Because you cannot do anything without OS or operating system. Our devices is useless, right?
Right.
Anything. So, what's new in Windows 11? What's new? So as you see, as you observed, as what you have said a while ago, it's in the, what changed? How about the start menu?
Sa gitna na, ma'am. Mostly left side. Diba?
Yes. Before, up to Windows 10, start menu is located at the left side.
Over corner. Oh,
yeah,
left corner.
Leftmost part of the PC. Lower part. Okay? Until they change it to and put it at the center. Ayan. That's why it's at the center. That's why it looks like Mac OS.
Tama.
Yeah. But this one is user-friendly, right? So, can you still retain? Because not all are open to changes. Others are still adjusting. Others are still more comfortable when the start menu is on the left side. So, can we return it to the left side again? Can we move it to the left or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can put that again. We can put that again to the left. If we're not comfortable, the start menu at the center. Okay? So what shall we do? All we have to do is to ah, all we have to do is to
Change it in the options.
For to yours.
where? Where? Where will you go? You're going to go to taskbar setting. Okay? Where can we find the taskbar? Where can we find the taskbar? Anybody?
Settings.
Settings.
Settings, personalization, taskbar.
Right-click
Right
personalization.
click po sa taskbar.
Taskbar is where the start menu rests. The long one is what we call the taskbar. Okay? The long one at the bottom is what we call the taskbar. From start menu up to the end, up to speaker. What's the last one for Windows 11? I don't have Windows 11 yet. So start menu is the beginning. What's the end? Is it the speaker or the time?
Time po, ma'am.
Time, yeah. So that one is what we call taskbar. Because I'm going to say taskbar, click taskbar, right click taskbar. Every now and then I'm going to say taskbar. That's why I want you to know the location of the taskbar. So start menu is located at the taskbar. All the icons, all the buttons that are found at the bottom. That's the taskbar. Okay? To retain it to the left, you're going to go to the taskbar. Okay, you can try, for those who have Windows 11, you can try it with your device. Okay, right click the taskbar and then where will you go? Go to personalization and then look for taskbar alignment. And then on the opposite of the taskbar alignment, which is encircled there. Ayan. There's an arrow.
Ahi na pod. Muna, dili na siya ganun.
An arrow there. And then you click it so that you can select left or center. No right. Just left and center. Okay? So you may try. If you want to retain it to the left, then you can do it. If you want to return it to center again, then you can do it again. Okay, same procedure, same thing to do. All right? Are we okay? Are you with me? Please tell
Yes,
me
ma'am.
if I'm so fast, if you don't understand what I'm talking.
Yes po.
Thank you for that response. It's really hard to talk when, I can't see my audience. It's like I'm talking to my monitor. That's why I'm thankful for those who are participating. Anyway, you can type your response in the chat box. Okay? So, how are we going? What's next? Ayan. Next. What's next? Okay. What's this? So if we have, how many apps do we see here? How many apps do we have here on the screen?
17.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
30
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes, we have 17 apps. Okay, these apps are pinned already. So we do the pinning. We are the one who's going to pin the apps. Are mostly utilized apps. Yung lagi nating ginagamit mga apps. Ayan. Our favorite apps. Ayan. Okay, because other apps, we do not use other apps, right? So we tend to pin the most access and most useful to us apps. Okay? So to see all apps, all you have to do is to, ayan, at the upper right, you see all apps. Just click it to see all the applications that are available in your Windows 11. And then, if you want to pin or if you want to look for other apps, ayan, to pin, of course, on the start menu, you can select. You can scroll down and look for, or you may type. If you know if you know the name of the app, just type it there so that it's easier for you to look for the app. Okay. So, for example, we have here calendar because we don't have calendar yet. Okay, we don't have calendar yet. So, for example, we have to pin it's calculator. Sorry, it's a calculator. Okay. So, what if we want to pin the calculator? All we have to do is to select. Yan. Actually, right-click. Okay. Again, right-click the app that we want to pin like this, and then after right-clicking, you will see another window, another dialog box. We call it dialog box. And then you select pin to start. You select pin to start. And then, here's the calculator. Okay? A while ago, there's no calculator there, right? So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3. We have 18 now. What if you want to unpin or you want to remove the applications? Can we do it? Can we unpin it?
Yes.
Yes or no? Does anybody know
Yes.
how to unpin it?
Yes.
Your answer is yes, but how?
Right.
Same process, right click and pin.
In process, like bias first.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, same procedure. All you have to do is to right-click the app that you want to remove
Unpin.
and then go to select unpin. Okay? And then, yan. Oh. Unpin from start so that it will be removed from there and then going back, there's no more calculator. Okay? Nasusundan po?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes po.
So what's next? What's new in Windows 11? So what do we have here? So here's for the, ano ba to? So this one is the redesigned quick settings and notification centers. So if you want to change settings, if you want to adjust something, all we have to do is to click the, what shall we click? From there.
The
What do you
icon.
think? What icon? Okay, for redesigned quick settings and notification center, all we have to do is to click the date and time. Yeah, the date and time. Where can we find the date and time?
Lower right
left, lower
corner.
right.
right corner.
Okay, very good. Lower right corner. Wherein you will see the time and the date, the current time and the current date, depending on your location. Okay? So, yeah. If you want to redesign and do quick setting, changes on the notifications, ayan. We will see there also the calendar, the dates, the meetings that we have. What else? Control brightness, internet connectivity. Ayan, you will see that also. And more. As you see there, ayan, airplane mode, accessibility, hotspot. If you are connected to Bluetooth, ayan. And then, of course, if it's gray, if it's gray, it's inactive. If it's colored, it's active, right? And then, of course, the volume. We can also adjust the volume here. So let's see. We have good. Okay. To change or modify other settings, we have here a pen at the bottom. That's a setting. Okay. So just click it if you want to add more setting, add or remove. Add or remove. Ayan. Okay, because there are some hidden more settings. So like keyboard layout, mobile hotspot, nearby sharing, night light, rotation lock. Yeah. So if you want to activate or deactivate, we can go to redesign quick setting. What shall we click again? Where shall we go?
Kiklik po yung date and time setting.
Very good. Very good. Next. What would be the next? Again. Are you familiar with widgets?
Yes.
Who's using widget? Where can we see normally widgets? We have it in our cell phone. Ayan, mobile phones. Actually, widget is not new in Windows. We have widget way back Windows 7. But it was removed in Windows 8 and 10. Okay, for those who are still at Windows 10, kindly check if we have widgets. And then turn back again this Windows 11. So what's the purpose? Why do we have widgets? Any idea? Do you have idea why do we have widgets? Why do we have widgets in our phone? Why do we have widgets in Windows 11? What do you think?
For easy access.
For
easy access.
or easy access? Yes, easy access of what?
How to organize.
Yeah. Easy access of your favorite apps. Yeah.
Yes.
Easy access of your favorite what else? Files.
Yes.
Yeah. Like this. Ano yun? And easy access to
Calendar.
web. Yeah,
Date,
calendar,
update.
duties,
Yeah.
news. Family, yes, news. We arrange the widgets according to our use, right? According to
Yes, ma'am.
importance. Because we do not put things apps if we do not need them, right?
Yes po.
Even notes. Yeah, we put it in our widget. Or you are using widget in your phone. Honestly, me, I do not use widget. I just I just organize my apps in my phone in a folder. That's it. Okay, but I see my widget on the left side. So
Question, ma'am.
yes. Go ahead.
Can we still pin widgets on the desktop like the one we used to do in Windows 7?
I forgot Windows 7 already. But what again? What's your question again, sir?
Can we still pin widgets directly onto the desktop like we used to do in Windows 7?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can still pin. There's 3 dots there. If you can see. Wait. I'll change my mouse pointer. Can you see my mouse pointer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a 3 dots there on every widget, on every widget that we activate. All you have to do is to click it. For those who have Windows 11, you may try to counter check if I'm telling you, if I'm saying the truth, I'm telling the truth. Okay, there's 3 dots there, and then you can click it, and then there's more options so that you can customize your widgets. Actually, you can rearrange also your widgets as well. And then to add settings, Ayan. We have here Windows. Just click for settings. Window key. Do you know what's a window key? The logo of the Windows. That's what we call the window key. We have two window key in our keyboard. So press window key and W. Yan.
Ma'am, nakamute ka po.
Sorry. Thank you. What was the last word I utter? Ano yung last ko sinabi?
Two window. We
Window
have two
key.
windows key.
Okay. Window key. So we have two window key. Nasabi ko na ba yun?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we have two window keys. So all we have to do to get into the widget settings is window key, press window key, W, so that we can add, we can modify, we can customize, ayan, widget. For example, we have here, yan, we have here Outlook calendar, we add Outlook calendar and to do, ayan. So this would how the widget looks like if we're going to add another widget. Anyway, as I told you, you can rearrange them. All you have to do is to drag, click and drag, just click and drag them to rearrange them. Okay. Next. What's the next? Yeah, the virtual desktops. Who's using virtual desktops? We have virtual desktops in Windows 10, right? Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what do you think is the difference between virtual desktops in Windows 10 from virtual desktops in Windows 11? What do you think? By just looking at the picture that we have here, the lower one. So what do you think is the latest? What's new when we say virtual desktops?
You can add multiple desktops to view different applications if you like.
Okay, yes, very good. Another.
You can customize.
What type of customization would you like to do?
We can organize.
We can
Organize.
look at the name work. We have desktop 2. We have new desktop.
It's technically your second desktop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most
You
probably.
can assign name.
Most
Can assign
probably
names on the virtuals.
Okay. What else?
It's a second desktop that performs the same function from your first desktop.
Mm-hmm. While working with other applications. What's the difference is that in virtual desktops in Windows 11 we can rename. Look, it's already work. It's not desktop 1 anymore, right? We cannot do it in Windows 10. And also the background. We can change the background for each desktop. And of course, we can add more virtual desktops. Okay, so that's one of the features in Windows 11. Again, we can rename it. For example, work. For example, desktop 2 for personal. For example, the next desktop is for children. If we have children at home, if we are if we have other work, part-time, etc., and so on. And we can modify also as well the background. Yes, still working with the same. Okay. And if we don't have virtual desktops, look at the taskbar. Okay, this is the icon for virtual desktop. This is the icon for virtual desktop. At the bottom, next to, in this picture, next to start menu. Okay, that small square, gray square is the shortcut to go to get virtual desktops. Okay?
Question ma'am, question.
Yes, go ahead.
Nag-work pa rin po dyan yung window button tab.
Window,
Window button plus tab.
window
Shortcut
button,
key.
and yes, window button D. If I'm not mistaken. Anyway, if I'm wrong, as we go along, there's shortcut there. I guess I prepared 10 shortcuts. One is for desktop.
Window key tab.
Window key? Yes,
Tab.
the window
It
key.
still works po.
Okay. Yeah, window key tab, it's still working. Window key tab and window key.
Ma'am, question po.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, pwede bang lagyan ng security password yan at every desktop?
Sad to say, I have not tried, but maybe yes.
Kasi kung meron
I
kang
think hindi
forward,
pa. Hindi po.
hindi pa. Okay. Kasi kung halimbawa,
Yes po.
isa lang yung may PC tapos multiple desktop. So the purpose is para may makagamit na iba pero hindi
Like
makapapakailaman
laptops,
yung...
right? Mm-mm.
Yes, ma'am. So hindi pa siya na-discover or
Let's ask Michael.
Pwede naman yung
Sige.
user or guest admin
Yeah.
or yun
Yes,
yan.
we can
Yung lalagay.
suggest. We can suggest to Microsoft
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
if we can put the password for every
Desktop,
virtual
ma'am.
desktop that we
Virtual. Yes, ma'am. Thank
in
you.
our desktop. Because in laptop we can do that, right?
The
But
administrator,
not in
ma'am.
desktop, but not in desktop. Okay, next. What do we have here? All right. So what's that? Okay, we call the icon, the small square at the bottom, the small icon to activate the desktop is what we call task icon. Okay? So when you press the task icon, you will see like this, all the running applications that you are using or open. Okay? Then, actually, you can separate this into different desktop. All you have to do, you can drag them. You can drag them or you can right click and then send to desktop 1, desktop 2, or if it's already renamed to the named desktop. Okay? Yeah, I have here pala. So this one is when you want to move this file explorer, when you want to move the file explorer to new desktop, all you have to do is to right click the app and then click move to and then new desktop to move it to new desktop. And then there you go. So there's rename, move left. So we can rearrange also the arrangement of the virtual desktops. And then we can choose background and of course close or delete. Okay, when we close, automatically it's deleted. But the application is not deleted. The one that we're working is not deleted. It's just the virtual desktop that is deleted. So what will happen to the files that once we close the desktop? Since it's not deleted, so where will it go? For example, File Explorer, we move it to desktop 3 or new desktop, and then we close desktop 3. What will happen to File Explorer? It will go to desktop 1 or 2 to the it will go back to active desktop. So for example, you close desktop 2, 3, 4. All the apps in desktop 2, 3, 4 will go back to desktop 1 or to the active desktop. That's that's how the virtual desktop works. Na-gets niyo po? Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
of course, if you want to add, then just the plus sign. Next, we have the snap. Who's using snap? Anybody? Are you familiar with snap? Snap.
Yan po yung yung
Split screen.
generate po yung window sa certain corner, mag-snap siya dun sa tabi.
And then?
I think it's the split screen.
Yeah, most probably split screen in a way that what is splitted there?
The apps, the open apps,
Yeah.
the open.
Is it multiple apps or one app running?
It can be a multiple
Multiple
apps.
Multiple
It's-
apps. Multiple apps.
It's
Multiple apps.
yeah, it's multiple app. Yan, very good. It's multiple app that you open or that you want to activate in your desktop. So that's to quickly organize the open apps with Snap. So all you have to do is to hover. What do we mean by hover? When we say hover, we're not going to click the mouse. We're going to just pass like this, hover. But it's not working because this is just a picture and this is just a mouse pointer. Okay, so hover like this. So, where will it activate? In this minimize, maximize, or close? Will it activate in all buttons? Absolutely not in X button because it will close. So is it minimize or maximize?
Maximize.
To activate Snap,
Minimize.
Minimize.
who says minimize?
Maximize.
Who says maximize?
Maximize.
And the final answer is
Minimize.
maximize. This one. Okay, when you want to activate this snap, all you have to do is to hover. Hover high. You're not going to click yet. You're going to hover to activate the snap. And then all you have to do is to select this one. Yan. 4 apps. 3 apps, 2 apps, like this. Parang ang Apple, no? Parang iOS nga yung ano. Okay? Or the shortcut key, we have the shortcut key, the window key plus C to activate Snap. If you are not, diba, sometimes our mouse is not working well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We want to throw away our mouse. Okay? If our mouse is not working well, we can press window key plus C to activate Snap. Ayan. So we have here an example. Just one example. Mas maganda sana no if I was able to display to show it my screen. Kaya lang I really don't have it yet. Sad to say. Okay. So to move on na. Yan. So for example, we have here window 1, window 2, and third window. What happened to the third window? What's in here? We don't have nothing yet here. For example, in the second window, we select this map. The second window, select map. So automatically it will fit. It will fit to the window. Ganun siya. That's how it works. And for example, for the third window, we want to activate this one, this ST, this YouTube, MA. And then, oh, yan. And it automatically adjusts to the size. No need to resize. You have tried resizing the window. Na-try nyo ba? Have you tried resizing window? You want to have two windows at the same time and then one is smaller, one is bigger, something like that. Have you tried?
Yes. Automatically nag-a-adjust po yung two windows.
Okay. But this time, we do not need to adjust the size of the window because it will automatically fit according to the format or template that we selected. Okay, that's the snap works. That's how the snap works. Not like this. Okay, all right. What else? Okay, moving on to this keyboard shortcuts. What keyboard shortcuts do you know to copy?
Control
C.
Very good. How about to print?
Control P.
Control P. Align center.
Control A.
Very good.
Control A.
Why is it that it's not Control C?
Copy.
Copy.
It's
intended for copy.
Yeah.
Copy.
Computer will be confused if we're going to use Control C or copy. For center. That's why since Control C is already used as copy, so Control Center is Control E. Okay. How about justify?
Control J.
Wow. How about cat?
Pardon?
Control X. Cat.
Control X.
Control X. How about
Control X.
undo?
Control C.
Okay. Redo.
Control Y.
Wow, very good.
Control Y.
How about increase font size 1 point?
Control Shift greater.
Control bracket.
Bracket.
I think bracket.
Good. Ayoko na. Wow. Napaka very good ng aking mga audience and participants for today. But here, we're not going to have the control and the shift things. We're going to have the window key, like window key plus W. So, to activate widget, that's the shortcut. Para hindi na natin siya hanapin pa. We're not going to go to taskbar anymore. All we have to do is to press window key and W. Next. Ayan. How about Control A, by the way?
Highlight all text.
All.
Control A.
Highlight.
Select all.
Yeah, select all. Okay. Very good talaga to. Select all. Control A is select all. But here, window key plus A is quick settings. Diba? We discussed already the quick settings. By here, we click it by, we can also use the window key A to go to quick settings. Next, Windows N. So of course, for notifications. So we can also adjust or modify the settings and notifications. Kasi di ba sometimes it's really noisy. Ding ding ding. The notifications, right? So we can modify it in the settings also for notification. What notifications would we like to activate? What app would you like to notify you? For example, emails. For emails. For Messenger, X. Diba? Ang ingay. Next. Window key plus S is search. How do we do searching when we want to look for something? What do we do? What do we press? Where do we go?
Control F.
In the usual, before Windows 11 arrived.
Windows logo.
Windows logo.
Windows S. Control M.
Before
Windows
Windows,
K.
before Windows S, what do we do
Control-
when we want to search something?
Go
When we
to
want
the
to
Window K or
Control,
click the
Control
window.
F.
Control F.
Sa search bar po sa gilid ng
Those
Windows
search.
icon sa taskbar.
Hindi, bago pa si Windows 11. Pag
Windows
nag-search tayo,
Just
when we
click the Windows logo
Search
then
bar.
type.
Windows
Ah, search
Control
bar.
F.
We go to search bar, we open Yahoo, we open Bing, right?
Meeting sa
Search bar.
Okay,
Ang
in the
Windows
search
R.
bar. Okay.
Just clicking the Windows logo in keyboard then type.
Mm-hmm. But now, in Windows 11, we can do the shortcut. We can use the Windows plus S. Will you please try for those who are already enjoying Windows 11? You can just press the window key plus S to go to the search bar to search something. Next in line is what we call window B. So in control B, what's control B?
Paste.
Okay, very good. It's paste. Paste. Okay, it's the clipboard. What do you know about clipboard?
It contains several things you copied from different apps.
Yes. Several copied and items that you
Cut.
cut. Okay. Copy and cut yan ha. Several items, several things that you copy and cut. Okay. Once you Windows B, kahit Windows B muna before you do the pasting. Okay? Or clipboard. And then after doing the Windows B, then that's the time that you can select.
The history of your copied text.
Yes, very good. The history, all the things that you have cut and copied for faster pasting. Oh no. Yeah, we have here also the Windows H dictation. Have you experienced dictation?
Yes, mom.
Yes. How do you feel about dictation? What can you say about dictation?
Easy to access.
Easy to access. No need to?
No need to type. Just
Yeah, very good. No
just
need
say
to type.
something.
Yeah, all you have to do is to talk. And then automatically it displays.
Yes, mom.
Yeah. It displays the words that you utter. But if it's in English, it depends on the pronunciation. Sometimes it has something to do with pronunciation, right?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't know in Filipino. I have not tried yet Filipino dictation. Okay? So, Windows H for dictation. Anyway, I'm going to elaborate further dictation later. Windows D, ayan. We have already discussed the desktop. One more to show desktop. If you forgot Windows D, at the rightmost, even Windows 10, there's a notch there. Rightmost part of the taskbar. Try to click it. There's a notch there. There's a notch. Parang line. We call it notch. Will you please try? What happened?
It minimizes all
Minimize all
windows.
the apps.
And
All
then
apps.
shows the
Desktop.
good. So even if we're not yet Windows 11, so there's a notch there. If you find difficulty in going to the desktop, you look for the notch at the lower part, rightmost at the taskbar. Okay, click it to show the desktop. This is what we call, the Windows tab. Yung tinatanong previously, you were asking about me Windows tab a while ago. So it's the running tasks and windows. So to switch to another task or to another window, we can still use the Windows tab. And of course, for emojis, very na to ngayon. We use these emojis every now and then. Me, I'm also fond of using emojis. Okay, to express more, And or if you can't express something, you send emojis, right? Okay, we have also window arrow key plus right or window arrow key plus left. So that is to snap windows side by side. Okay, can you please try for those who have, especially for those who have trackpad? Who has trackpad here? Touch screen? Ayan. So of course, left, right, right. Okay? Any additional information for keyboard shortcuts?
Windows H po, ma'am.
Windows?
Windows H.
Yes.
Ay, meron na pala. Sorry po.
The dictation. It's okay. It's all right.
How about window button plus E?
Window?
E.
Window E. What's the window E?
It opens File Explorer.
Wow. So if you want to open if you want to open the File Explorer, all you have to do is to press Window key plus E. Thank you
How
for
about
sharing.
screenshot, ma'am?
Okay. Any more? If none, we're going to move to the next. How about Microsoft Edge? Are there students here? Do we have students here?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. How about parents acting as teachers? Or teachers as well? Do we have educators here? It's okay if you don't want to say. If you don't want to reveal, if you don't want to confirm, it's okay. Then Microsoft Edge. According here, it's more than just a browser. Okay, let's check. Especially for those who are still studying, for students, or for those who are acting as teachers, maybe you will enjoy this. I'm going to share this one. Okay, so here, check the ability. Let me share this first to check the Windows 11 eligibility. So you can check if your device, your desktop is eligible for upgrading to Windows 11. Okay? Or you can also download the PC Health Check here, PC Health Check. That is to check also if your PC is fit. Parang it's like a doctor though. To diagnose if your PC is fit to upgrade to Windows 11. Okay, going back. So I'm going to share to you the Math Solver. This is an app that is found in Microsoft Edge. All you have to do is go to, for example, this is your avatar or picture. This is your account. And then we have here the three dots, the ellipses, and then go to more tools, and then math solver. You can try it.
Pwede pakiulit.
Ellipses, more tools, and then math solver. Okay? So, are we ready? Are we excited? Ayan. For example, we have here y is equals to 1 half x minus 3. What shall we do? What's the answer? Anybody who can answer? Anybody who's good in math? That's one of my Waterloo. What's that? What's the answer? So we can compare. So we can check. The answer is? That's why we're here, we're studying, we're learning. The answer is, sorry, I was not able to teach you math. I cannot teach you math. I cannot teach you what I do not have, what I do not know. Ayan.
Is it not 1?
Y is equals to 1 half x minus 3. For a while. Maybe this is the reason, one of the reason why Microsoft Edge is more than just the browser. Okay? This is not for you to cheat, ha? This is to counter check or compare your answer. Compare your work if it's correct or not, if you have the same answer. So it's just like you're sleeping. So you have to select first. As you see, there is a selection here. You select first, and then we have here select math, and then this one will be displayed, and then click it to solve. Click this one to solve. And then, what's the answer? You don't want to answer. Nobody wants to answer. What's the answer for y is equals to 1 half x minus 3? Okay, reveal the answer. What's the answer? So y minus 1 half x minus 3 is equal to what? So here's the answer. It solves for the value of x. Here, can you see? Here it solves for the value of y. We have this also in OneNote, but they have different name. It's not Math Solver in OneNote. I don't know if you know it. Anyway, then it's we have also here graph. So we have the value for solution for value of x, solution for value of y, and then the graph. Okay po ba yun?
Kaya kailangan niya ihanap.
Okay na? Did you get how we get the answer? Did you get the step? How to get the answer using the math solver? You can share it to your colleagues, to your friends.
Yes, ma'am.
So that they can answer too. I will also use that. Next. Oh. Actually, we have discussed this already, but we're going to focus here on the sound control. I know you're a music lover. We watch movies, right? We do have games. So it's very important for me to share with you the sound control. Okay? For the sound control, ayan. I know that you know the button for sound control or the icon. Okay, all you have to do is to click and drag to adjust the volume. And since I am focusing in the sound control, what will you do? What's next? Because it's already in the redesigned quick settings. Window key A. Ayan, window key A again. So, what will happen to the volume? Just right click the speaker. Okay. How can we get here? Just right click the speaker button or icon at the taskbar. And then, what's next? Ayan, you will see the earphones, the available devices that you have with you. And then, ayan. We're going to open the volume mixer. And then, ayan, to adjust the volume, output device, input device, system sounds, and other audio and other sound. And then if you want to retain to adjust again, and if you do not want the adjustments that you did, all you have to do is to click reset to return to default. Okay. Click reset to return to default. Next one. Next one is autocorrect. When do we use the autocorrect? When?
We are typing.
Yeah. When we are typing. We have that in our mobile phones, right? Yeah. In mobile phone, we also activate and deactivate the autocorrect.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Me personally, I do not activate autocorrect because sometimes I text fast and then without looking some suggested words or autocorrect, ayan. I sent the wrong word. So I deactivate the autocorrect in my mobile phone. Okay? So in Windows 11, we have autocorrect also. We can activate and deactivate it. So it's up to us. How are we going to activate and deactivate that? Does anybody know? Okay, you're going to go to taskbar again. Taskbar, and then right click. You're going to go to taskbar on the empty on the blank one, not on the icons, on the vacant, on the space in the taskbar. Right click the taskbar and you will see there. And then go to time and language. Did I highlighted it? There you go. Go to time in language. This is after you right click the taskbar. Go to time in language. And then, there you go. So this one, I just click this on. This is not on. Anyway, we can turn it off. We can turn it on. So here, we can turn on show text suggestions when typing on the physical keyboard. Yan. So that you will see the suggestions similar to the text that you are typing. You can also activate or turn on the multilingual text suggestion. Most probably other languages available in our devices. Or we can also turn on the autocorrect misspelled words. If we're not sure of the spelling of the words, we can turn this on so that there could be suggestion, correct spelling of the word. And of course, here is already turned on the highlight misspelled words. Okay? All we have to do is to turn on and turn off. Same thing to do if you want to deactivate some settings in typing. Okay, for example here, we just turn on the show text and the autocorrect and the highlight misspelled. because I guess for me, this is the most important. Okay, I'm not using multilingual. That's why it's not turned on. It's only for me. So it's up to you to which setting to turn on and to turn off. Okay? So that's the autocorrect. Very easy. Next one. Oh, we're going to hide the desktop icons because we don't want to see many things. Whose desktop has so many icons on top? I don't like desktops desktops with so many applications. How about the others?
Same, ma'am.
Same. Have you seen desktops with so many icons?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't
Yes,
think
ma'am.
Same here.
what happened if they're going to look for the file, no? So many files. So sort to the eye. So we have to organize our files, especially the desktop. So it could be minimal only. But here in Windows 11, we can hide the desktop icons like this. Smooth, very clean. Okay? So what shall we do? In our example, we have 3 icons here. We have 3 desktop icons. All we have to do is right click first any part of the desktop. Right click any part of the desktop and then click view. After clicking view, since it already checks show desktop icons, we have to click it again to uncheck, to remove the check mark so that the desktop icons will be removed. Same thing to do if you want to return the desktop icons. All we have to do is to right click anywhere. Right click anywhere and then go to view and then click again to put check mark to activate. So since we are deactivating or removing or hiding, it's not deactivate, sorry for the word, it's just to hide. Okay, don't get me wrong, it's just to hide. We're just hiding them. So, again, they're hidden. They're still there, but they're just hidden. And we have also touch keyboard. So for touch keyboard, where can we use this touch keyboard? Can we use this in our desktop? Or just for
Yes.
the devices
Yes, ma'am.
that has,
Touch screen.
yeah, for the devices that are touch screens only?
Yes, ma'am. For touch
Okay.
screen.
Okay. Sorry for those who do not have touch screens. Okay. This is for touch screen. So you can enable it by coming down to taskbar again. Taskbar, but there's right click. Sir, will you please try on your device? What's your name again, sir? Sorry. Right click eh. So, please right click your taskbar setting.
If you can
and
see,
then go to personalization. You're going to personalization and then you're going to touch keyboard. And then of course, since it's off, you have to turn it off. You have to click it to turn it on. Then keyboard layout will be set to like this. Yan. Your keyboard layout can be set to full, small, or traditional. Actually, we can do also the handwriting. This one, the handwriting, but using your mouse. But This will automatically convert it to text. The computer will convert it to text. And then what else? Yan, handwriting. Okay. So that's all for touch keyboard. Not a fun? Let's move to HDR. Okay, let's move to HDR. What do we mean by HDR?
High dynamic range.
Wow, high dynamic range. This is for what?
Good quality.
For
Photography.
photography, yes. Photography. Video. Tama? So, HDR is a video signal containing metadata that allows the TV or monitor to display a broader range of colors and contrasts for the HDR compatible content. So this is one of the specifications in upgrading to Windows 11. So we cannot activate HDR if the monitor and the other one graphics. Ayan. What graphics? Ano bang graphics yon? Graphics and the graphics card. Okay? Graphics ng graphics sila.
Video
So,
card.
the monitor and the graphic card should be compatible to activate the HDR. It's not available if it's not compatible. Okay? But if it's compatible, yan, you can go to taskbar again. Gamit na gamit si taskbar. And then, oops, meron pala dito. Click the start button. And then the settings. And then go to systems. It's already there. The systems. And then select display. So display this one, display 1, display 2. This one is what we call the display 1, display 2. And then select the monitor you want to enable the HDR. And then click off, kasi naka-off siya dito, to turn on. Okay? Para mas ma-enjoy natin yung color, yung picture, the video and the picture. Okay? So, we have to check. Don't be sad if you cannot activate your HDR. Anyway, I guess this is automatic if it's compatible. If your monitor and your graphic card is compatible, I guess it's automatic. No need to activate. But anyway, you can check if it's activated or not. You can try. You can still try to activate. Okay? So that's the HDR to enjoy more. Yeah, we have also the dictation with punctuation, though we talk some idea about dictation, but without punctuation. In Windows 11, it's a dictation with punctuation. May I know what are the punctuation? What are those? Let's have a review on punctuation. What are punctuation?
Exclamation point.
Yeah, exclamation point.
Question mark.
Yes,
Question
very
mark,
good.
period.
Comma and period.
Comma, period,
Comma,
Comma,
exclamation,
semicolon,
exclamation,
colon.
How about apostrophe?
Apostrophe.
Yan. So this time, it could be dictation with punctuation. So I can show you again. Sayang naman. So all you have to do is to read it well. Then automatically, punctuation will be applied. So here, this is dictation in Windows 10. How do you like it? We do not know if this one is asking question or cited or it's just a plain statement because it has no punctuation. Diba? This is dictation in Windows 10. How do you like it? But most probably this is a question, but there's no question mark. So how are we going to activate? How are we going to activate the dictation with punctuation? Does anybody know?
Ma'am, just add punctuations in the sentence.
Uh-huh. Okay. Further is what's the who can still remember the shortcut key for dictation?
H.
Okay, window key plus
H.
H. Okay, that's the shortcut. And then go to settings. So press first the window key plus H to activate. And then go to settings. And then here, turn on the auto punctuation. Ayan, dito naka-on na siya. It's already on. So again, go to settings. And then right click. And then select auto punctuation. So when you read again, there's a punctuation. Okay, let's check. For example. So we have here punctuation. What punctuations do we have?
Period and question mark.
Okay, very good. We have period and question mark. So we can see now on the second line that it has punctuation in two sentences, which is the period and the question mark. And that's how this new feature works. So to deactivate, same procedure and how to activate. Same lang naman sila eh. Reverse lang. Off lang and on. Okay? So...
Ang question po,
Oh.
lahat po ba ng application yan pag nagta-type ka, nag-auto punctuation na?
This one is
just what
dictation. Yes, dictation. It depends on how you pause. It depends on how you stop. It depends on your emotion.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the and how it depends on the intonation, how you express the sentence. How
Okay.
you pause, how you are you angry? Are you sad? Are you asking a question or you're just stating a simple question? Something like that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. There you go. Captions. So, minimal na lang to. So, actually, we can activate captions in Windows 10. Sometimes I do that in my presentation, in my class, but I turn it off. But here, caption here is different. What's the difference? What do you think is the difference? What's the usual color of captions? In YouTube, in presentation,
White.
subtitles,
White.
usually
White.
black and white,
White.
right? Or just plain white, just plain black, something like that. Usually black and white, no? But here, you can change the font color and the background. Like, example that we have, it's blue and yellow. Yeah, blue and yellow. So where can we find the other colors? Here, in this palette. This is the icon for the palette to choose more colors. Or we have here arrow down to select more. Just click here to select more colors, to select your desired colors, to select the available color. Okay? So you can mix and match. If you know how to mix and match colors, then go ahead. So here's the step to customize your caption. So use recommended caption style or create a custom style by going to Start menu, Settings, then accessibility, and then captions. That's all. Then the desired color. So that's 4 captions. So this is more fun, really, Windows 11. Next is what we call the mouse pointer touch. How about for the mouse pointer touch? And now the end is near. What about this one? Windows touch. Has an idea? No?
It's the cursor mo.
Yeah,
change
very
the
good.
icon.
Yeah, it's the cursor. It's the mouse pointer and touch. Not only the touch, but also the mouse pointer. So here, we can adjust the size of the mouse pointer. I was not able to capture the picture anymore. I'll just describe it. Okay. So here you can adjust the size of the mouse pointer into bigger or smaller size than regular that we use. And then we have also recommended colors here. Yeah, and you can select or choose the color that you want to have it in your mouse pointer or touch.
Probably once a month.
Or you can go to start menu, setting, accessibility, mouse pointer and touch, and text cursor. So that's one of the highlights. So sir, for those who have Windows 11 out there, you can change the mouse pointer. You can customize again. Everything is customizable here. This one is the text size. So what's the maximum text size in the usual in Windows 10? Do you know? How many percent?
200, ma'am.
200. 200 maximum? Or it's just a number? What's the most applicable?
Maximum 225%.
Yeah, very good. It's 225. Wait a minute. It's 225. Why so? Sorry. It's 225. 225. 225%. In Windows 10, what's the maximum? For
Same,
Windows?
ma'am. 225 also.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
But Windows 11 is claiming to be the bigger one than Windows 10. I cannot testify it yet now. Soon. So that's for the font size or text size. So to make text bigger, all you have to do is to go to again start button, setting, still accessibility, and then of course the text size. So this is the maximum. So according to you, it's also 225 for the Windows 10. Okay? So thank you for your participation and for your responses. Ayan. I really appreciate it. For the sharings,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
anyone who wants to share?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay? And
Have a nice day, ma'am.
And before I end, before I thank everyone, let me share to you the quote from Alvin Toffler. According to him, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Yan. So dapat it should be continuous. Learning should be continuous. We're not going to stop. We have to learn, we have to unlearn, and relearn again. Okay? So that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Question, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, indeed, Christine. It was a very lively
Thank you,
session, to be
ma'am.
really honest, very, very interactive. A lot of question and answer, very practical in its nature. So we are very much thankful to you from Go Philippine. And thank you very much to all the participants for actively, supporting the entire session. They were actively engaged, very enthusiastic. Questions and answers, because that makes the session lively. And thank you very much. Have a nice day. Still, we are actually in the middle of the day. We are having one more session coming after the break, the lunch break, followed by again. Then we are having two smaller presentation at the end. At the end of the day. So still, finger crossed. Looking forward to you all. Have a nice break. Have a nice lunch, and then come
Have a
back.
nice day, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for the knowledge. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
God bless.
Wait.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Cute boses ng isa.
I enjoyed. My God.